got one that can see.
Trump signs executive order launching Genesis mission to ensure American global technology dominance through artificial intelligence. Guys, this is the new beast system getting the final pieces put into place. And it says here AI will invade all segments of society and all areas of life if the Trump administration has its way. Everyone, Johnny here, Don't Speak News. This is news that it's being spoken about, but not nearly enough because there's so much else going on, so many other distractions and other things that are legitimate to look at. And so I try and bring you the news that isn't being reported on at all or not nearly enough. Hence the name Don't Speak News, right? Please remember to like, share, and subscribe this video, as liking and sharing really helps the algorithm and gets us more views. So here we go. We'll just get into it like we always do. President Trump signed an executive order on Monday that makes the expansion of AI a top government priority and enshrines it as the key to solving the world's most challenging problems. The executive order, called the Genesis Mission, makes the development of artificial intelligence a matter of national security, meaning everything and anything will be thrown at it with no regulations or protections against the dark side of this technology. No, and Trump wants to run roughshod through all the states as well. He's not going to allow any state challenges to this. The Genesis mission was announced Monday by its overseeing agency, the U.S. Department of Energy, and will be conducted in collaboration with other federal agencies, including the military, private corporations, and American universities. Michael Krassios, the director of the White House Office of Science and Technology, described the new Trump administration AI project as the largest marshaling of federal scientific resources since the Apollo program during a call with reporters earlier Monday. He explained that the project's National AI for Science effort would leverage the unmatched computing capabilities and resources of the Department of Energy National Laboratories to unlock federal data sets, enable autonomous, closed-loop experimentation, and massively accelerate the rate of scientific breakthroughs, such as the rate of new drug approvals that have flatlined or declined over the last few decades. The White House science policy boss says the project would use artificial intelligence to automate experiment design, accelerate simulations, and generate predictive models across a range of areas of scientific inquiry. They've already been doing all this, by the way. Yeah, I'm sure people have heard, or maybe you haven't, because there's so much going on. But the whole Doge thing, Department of Government Efficiency that Elon Musk headed up, remember? Remember all the controversy they were stirring up earlier this year when they were just firing people left and right, saying, go home, you're no longer needed here? Well, the problem with all that is much of it wasn't legal and the procedures were not followed, and we ended up hiring most of those people back. It was just a fraud in order to get all of our data sets. Doge was here to get all of our data sets put into this AI system that I'm reading about right now. This was already part of the plan. And now Trump is just bringing it out and making it, quote unquote, legal with his so-called executive orders. So anyway, he further predicted that the result would be to shorten discovery timelines from years to days or even hours, while empowering scientists to test bolder hypotheses and discover breakthroughs that are currently unreachable. He says that this initiative builds upon President Trump's visionary science and tech leadership actions as it advances our understanding of unique government data assets developed across science, energy, health, and manufacturing. With the power of AI, America is on the brink of scientific revolution that will redefine American global scientific supremacy. Right. Unreal. So it advances our understanding of unique government data assets. Those data assets are all of our data. That's what they're talking about here. You, me, everybody. And eventually this will be global. This will be a global system because they're hooking all these systems up with other nations too. So it says here, the author Leo asked the question, is Trump really a visionary, or is he closer to a stooge of global technocrats seeking to enslave humanity? I would say it's the latter, completely the latter. Turning the development of new medical treatments over to AI, what could possibly go wrong? You can bet that most of these new AI developed treatments will involve human genetic manipulation through mRNA injections and other methods of delivery. The Independent writes that the Trump administration is unleashing thousands of massive data sets compiled by agencies throughout the federal government and the capabilities of America's world-renowned national laboratories into an government-wide effort to supercharge and coalesce scientific research using artificial intelligence in the hope of developing new drugs and other major breakthroughs. Right. Right. They've they've already got this anti-cancer mRNA thing going in Russia, and people are just loving it. They're signing up for it left and right. It's unbelievable. So they're going to do the same things here. The Department of Energy will oversee this project that serves as a nerve center of the technocrats surrounding Trump, as technocracy is a resource-based system that seeks to control all energy uses and thus all human activity. All of these B systems, guys, are for Satan because he's not omniscient. He can't be in all places at all times like God can. But he's trying to imitate that omniscience. He's trying to artificially create it with artificial intelligence so he can monitor everybody at all times. But in order to have that kind of computing power, you need massive amounts of energy. And that's why all these data center power stations are going up and increasing everybody's power bills across the United States as well. People's electric is getting shut off left and right because of these things. And of course, because of the economy in general. But the executive order states that this order launches the Genesis mission as a dedicated, coordinated national effort to unleash a new age of AI, accelerated innovation, and discovery that can solve the most challenging problems of this century. The arrogance of that statement alone should serve as a wake-up call to anyone who values human dignity and freedom. Indeed. The United States government does not see AI as simply a tool to make certain jobs go faster and smoother. It's a system the government sees as the omniscient force that will solve the world's most challenging problems. Trump is turning our entire country over to AI and doing it at warp speed. The Department of Energy will also be the key agency regulating the production and allocation of electric power, which is a critical enabler of the Project Stargate AI data centers Trump is funding and building across the country. Yeah, $500 billion worth. And I'm sure that number is going to go up. While half of conservatism is busy debating anti-Semitism and the other half is focused on the Marxist Islamic takeover of certain major U.S. cities, yeah, all the distractions, remember? The technocrats are quietly building the infrastructure of a permanent surveillance state powered by artificial intelligence that will form the backbone of a future scientific dictatorship. It will be men and women in white coats who call the shots, not Muslims or communists. Remember Fauci during COVID? Picture him, only with the power of AI at his disposal. That's the face of tyranny in the 21st century. All else is distraction. The executive order employs the word dominance 3 times, and I believe that is the operative word. AI is being developed to dominate all facets of society and all areas of human activity. It will be AI algorithms that run the banking and financial system, law enforcement, medical establishment, the gathering and presentation of the news. Your children's education will be dictated to the teachers if they are even still employed by AI. So anyway, author and researcher Patrick Wood, who has spent decades studying and reporting on technocracy, said Trump's new executive order pulls off the mask of the technocrats running his administration. Sam Altman, the arch-technocrat CEO of OpenAI, made the statement recently, I might add, that they might run out of money, so they need a backstop in the federal government, Wood said. So now the government is backstopping the whole thing. In other words, all the taxpayers in the U.S. are backstopping this. And the government will just keep funding it no matter what. They'll just print more money no matter what. Let inflation go to the moon. They don't care. They'll just keep buying things. And I mean, just everything we can afford, they can keep affording, right? So it says that there's nothing they can't get away with now. Any and all spending related to AI will be absorbed by the government. So Woods, the author of a just-released book, The Final Betrayal, How Technocracy Destroyed America, said the signing of the executive order Monday puts a punctuation mark, I would say a coffin nail, but anyway, on the technocratic coup that has taken over the White House and the country. This will continue to fly under the radar, I'm sure, but this is really, really important. They've just uncorked the genie. It is important. Like I said, this is the final nail in the coffin of America and really any kind of freedom in the whole world. because this is all going global. Digital ID is going global. We've seen it. I've showed it to you over the last couple of weeks. Thailand, Vietnam, the UK, all of Europe. Even Africa is getting in on this digital identification. And now, of course, we have this Genesis mission to ensure American global technology dominance through AI. And then, speaking of AI, we'll stick with that subject. From a Substack called Oligarch Watch, Musk supercomputer used by U.S. military secretly relies on Chinese hardware. Yep, you heard that right. Records obtained by Oligarch Watch reveal that the facility relies on Chinese transformers, creating a major security vulnerability. So it's almost like they're just setting things up for China to just come in and take over the country. Isn't that something? Because we're using Chinese everything everywhere as far as electronics goes, including our own AI. Elon Musk's artificial intelligence company, XAI, has built its sprawling data center using more than 2,000 metric tons of Chinese-made transformers, a security risk that could leave it vulnerable to espionage or sabotage. Indeed, it could, and I'm sure it has. XAI's Colossus data facility, located in Tennessee and home to the largest AI supercomputer in the world, could be a valuable target for U.S. adversaries due to the company's work for the Pentagon. The Department of War awarded XAI a contract worth up to $200 million in July to develop prototype frontier AI capabilities to address critical national security challenges across warfighting and enterprise domains. Yes, so Pentagon's definitely not going to be left out of this, right? I mean, this is Terminator movie stuff popping up right here in our face. A cybersecurity firm that consults for the U.S. government has already raised concerns about hostile efforts to infiltrate superintelligence projects like Colossus, including through Chinese manufactured components that can be compromised for surveillance or sabotage. XAI's facility in Tennessee has already been targeted by a foreign national with Russian ties, according to a new lawsuit obtained by Oligarch Watch. The U.S. government, meanwhile, has become increasingly reliant on XAI services. Along with its Pentagon contract, the General Services Administration granted federal agencies approval in September to purchase and use Grok, XAI's chatbot. The Department of Homeland Security has also reportedly used customized versions of Grok since at least May. More recently, XAI has sought to hire several employees with top-secret security clearances, signaling plans to expand its government work. XAI did not respond to a request for comment. I'll let you read the rest on your own. But yeah, using Chinese equipment to build U.S. military hardware, a backbone of this system that you're going to rely on for intelligence, that's not very intelligent by the U.S. military. It's like I said, it's like they're just setting things up for China to waltz right in and just take over the country when they decide to do so. And I think that time's coming very soon. And now we have this from Warning His People 2 over here on Telegram. This relates to the Trump AI executive order that I just showed you. And she writes this: literally nothing else matters to Trump but getting this done. And I agree. People do not understand how much distraction and delusion is being pumped out to the masses to keep them from watching what Trump has actually been designated to put into place. Every single world leader knows Trump has but one mission, one assignment, and why he returned to power. It was always and only to finish what he began when the world shut down, to complete the world's final beast system, that he's in charge of. Isn't that something? The Antichrist being in charge of the beast system. And he has a limited time allotted to do so. Yes, he knows his time is short. So in the midst of all the distractions, watch for one thing. What is Trump doing to complete the setup of AI and quantum computing? How is he connecting all the world systems to just this one final beast system? Because as he continues to gaslight and play the public for fools, I can promise you this is Satan's only final end goal, his final agenda. The book of Revelation is clear on this, and Trump was always the one appointed to complete it. Everything else is going on is smoke and mirrors, chaos magic to keep you from seeing what Satan/Lucifer is completing, the construction of through his chosen one. So this announcement builds on President Trump's executive order that he put out back in January, and I'll let you read the rest for yourselves. It's all in that White House press release right here. And so I'll put the link up to that as well. In fact, let's just go ahead and click onto it now so I don't forget to do so. And there we go. They're building on this January 23rd, 2025 order. So they've expanded it now with this new executive order, which is removing the barriers to American dominance. I mean, come on. Unbelievable. AI will definitely invade all segments of society and all areas of life. It already has. If the Trump administration has its way, and they will. Because this is Bible prophecy taking place right in front of our eyes. The book of Revelation is unfolding. The book of Daniel is unfolding right in front of you. And yet hardly anybody can see it. So, wow, guys, time is short. Prayed up and prepped up at all times. I can't emphasize that enough. And Jesus Christ is the way, the truth, and the life. No one gets to the Father but through him. Make sure that when you leave this life, you're going to the right place, because the next step is eternity.